Democrat. You guys know, right? I'm a Democrat. Anybody else in here a Democrat? I wasn't going to talk about this tonight, but might as well. I love telling people that I'm a Democrat. Anybody in here like me, you're a Democrat? Man, I love being a Democrat. You know why I like being a Democrat? Huh? Because I love following Jesus. Don't you just love following Jesus? I mean, don't you just love doing what Jesus says? You know, you have to be mentally ill to be a Democrat, though, right? It doesn't make any sense. Like, sooner or later, you run out of money, you run out of people to support programs that you got to have to be a Democrat in order to keep the thing going. I mean, in order to be a Democrat, you have to have just more money coming in than going out. It's just impossible. You can't keep doing it. You can't sustain that, right? Isn't that true? You have to be crazy. You have to be mentally ill to be a Democrat, which is why you have to be a Christian to be a Democrat, right? You have to be. Right, you have to be. And did you know you have to be mentally ill, you have to be crazy to be a Christian, right? But, of course, speaking of Christians now, are there anybody else in here like me, you're a Christian? Right? So you're a Christian like me. You're against abortion, but you're for late-term abortions as long as they're state-approved and from 20,000 feet in the sky, and they got to be done over there. We can't have them over here. Right, because we can't just have like state-approved late-term abortions falling out of the sky from 20,000 feet in the sky. That'd be crazy. Better keep it over there, like Pakistan or something like that. We can't have a bunch of people just like randomly being aborted here from 20,000 feet in the sky. You guys know about that, right? About being pro-life. Anybody in here like me, you're a Christian, and you're also an American, and that means you're at least 62% pro-life this week. Right? You like that? Like me, you're an American Christian. You know what a Christian is? You know what the primary job of a Christian is? And remember, I'm talking to you as a Christian, right? C-H-R-I-S-T-I-A-N, Christian. Can you spell Christian? C-H-R-I-S-T-I-A-N, Christian. With an N at the end and a capital C at the beginning. Christian, C-H-R-I-S-T-I-A-N, Christian. And it's a Christian's job, the first job of a Christian is to do what they're told, right? It's the job of a Christian to do what they're told. And it's the job of an American, right, to follow what America tells me. So as a Christian, I do what I'm told, and as an American Christian, I do what America tells me. That means if America tells me to kill somebody, I got to do it. I got to do it in Jesus' name, right? So, but mental illness is a very important issue. Now, speaking of mental illness, did you know that society is a set of rules, and that people are mentally ill because society says that they're mentally ill? Did you know that? And that if it wasn't for the rules of society, nobody would be mentally ill. Did you know that? That the only reason that people are actually mentally ill is because society says that they're mentally ill. Because if it wasn't for the rules of society, there would be nobody who's mentally ill. The reason why people are mentally ill is because they meet the definition requirements for what society says is mentally ill. Right? So society says that the opposite of mental illness is that you go to the bank and you stand in line and then you put your money in the bank and you take your money out of the bank, right? Or society says that the opposite of mentally ill is that you go and you stand on a sidewalk or you sit inside of a 4,000-pound piece of steel that has rubber tires on it, right? It's burning fuel, it's putting poison into the air. You're breathing poison and toxins and all kinds of chemicals that are destroying your body and destroying the environment. And then you sit in front of a machine, you sit in a machine, and you sit in front of a machine, and you wait for that machine to tell you what to do, right? It's called an ATM. You ever done that? You ever sit inside of a car and wait for the ATM to tell you what to do? Right? And society says that that is not mentally ill, right? Society says that if you do that, then you're fine, right? There's nothing wrong with you. You get in your 4,000-pound car, right? You drive 2 miles or 2 blocks or whatever. You go to the bank, right? You sit in front of the machine, and you wait for the machine to tell you what to do. Right? And you ever notice that how often in society, society will tell you that in order to be not mentally ill, that you need to stand in front of something and that you need to wait for that thing to tell you what to do. And then when that thing tells you what to do, then you need to do what that thing tells you what to do so that you can get what that thing told you that you would get if you do the thing that told you what to do told you what to do. Right? But you got to do it fast enough and you got to do it the right way. Right? So you put your card in and you got to take your card out fast, right? And if you didn't do it the right way, then you got to do it again. And society says you're fine. You're not mentally ill, okay? Now, have you ever noticed, speaking of people that are mentally ill, I'm a Christian. You guys know what a Christian is? Do you know what a Christian is? Do you know how to spell Christian? C-H-R-I-S-T-I-A-N. Christian. Right? And at the end of capital C, it's Christian. You know what a Christian is, don't you? Christian's a mentally ill person. Right? You know why a Christian is a mentally ill person? Because they follow a mentally ill person. Did you know that? Christians follow a person that was mentally ill by society standards, right? Did you know that Jesus, according to society, was mentally ill? Right. Because Jesus, not only did Jesus lay down his own life, remember, Jesus said, nobody takes my life, I lay it down, so that you could live, so that I could live, right?
So let's give it up for Mr. Samuel Lopez. Come to stage. Give it up for him. We're laughing.
There you go. Thank you, Brian Petrasic. Thanks to El Kiosco for putting this on, for letting us be here. Thanks, Brian, for organizing this. Brian always does a great job. I love working with Brian. Brian's a great guy. How you guys doing tonight? Man, you got a great smile. Man, it's fantastic. It's beautiful. Now, first thing is, how many minutes do I have?
Like 10.
Like 10. Okay, let me know when I get to about 8 minutes.
Give it 2 minutes.
We need a 2-minute warning. All right. Now, first of all, let me say this is an act. Okay, we all know, right? I'm a performer. I'm performing. This is an act, right? Because I'm an actor. Did you know I'm an actor? Because I'm a Christian. Did you know that Christians are actors? Yeah, they're actors. Did you know it's the job of a Christian to act? Did you know that? Yeah, I'm an actor. So, did anybody, you guys seen Jim Carrey? Tonight? Seen Jim Carrey? Anybody seen Jim Carrey here tonight? I didn't think so. I have never seen Jim Carrey in one of my performances ever. Now there's a reason for that probably. Back in the 90s, oh by the way, I'll get to that in a minute. How you guys doing tonight?
Yeah.
You guys keeping it Jesus?
Yeah.
Anybody else in here? You guys know what this means, don't you?
Yeah.
That I'm the world's most positive performer. You know why that is? Because it's easier to do this than this. Just try it. Let's see it, everybody. Everybody, there you go. It's easier to do this than this, right? Keeping it Jesus.